Hello, how you doing? Welcome back to some more F1 22 and part 2 of our My Team career mode with Brawn GP. Today, we are continuing our first season in control of the team with the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. I just want to say a massive thank you for the incredible support on part 1. If you want to see more, get involved down in the comments section, leave a like, all that good stuff, and of course subscribe for plenty more F1 content and daily sports and retro gaming content in general. So, last time out, we had a bit of a tricky time of it in Bahrain. Pace wasn't fantastic, and we finished 18th. DNF for our teammate Oscar Piastri, and we actually ran out of fuel on that final lap, so it was a little bit of a problem, to say the least. Qualifying pace was pretty comparable with Oscar, but yeah, we're going to have to improve massively if we want to hit our target of 15 Constructors' Championship points this season. We do have a few resource points to throw about, so why don't we go and do that? We'll head into aerodynamics. That failed, so we can get that again at a cut price deal. So we'll do that one, and where else can we go? So the ignition system, 350, that's not bad, and we've got 475 left. I don't know if we can do any more upgrades than that. Can we do that now? Yes, we can. So a little durability upgrade as well. So we're looking at 3 little upgrades, and that should take us closer into the midfield with AlphaTauri and Haas, still behind Alfa Romeo, unfortunately, though. Facilities-wise, we have got 850k, but I don't think we can afford anything just yet. I will just double-check with everything. No, not looking likely. Alright, so we have got our first Pirelli hot lap of the series. We've of course not done any Pirelli hot laps so far, so we'll see how that is. By the way, next door I haven't worked, so that's all the banging in the background. I do apologise. And now we can do about it, really. We can go for a claim. Yeah, we'll go for the sponsor event, actually, and then do the Pirelli hot lap. So let's get into the action. I really don't know what to expect.
On the production line earlier this week, so the entire development package for this weekend has failed. Any redevelopments will need to be ordered from the R&D screen.
So choose average speed zone or choose drift. So yeah, let's use the McLaren and get into it and see what this is going to be. Obviously, no idea. So it's the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix Pirelli hot lap. Is there going to be any presenting? No. Okay. Take on a challenging section of the circuit in which the average speed is measured. The best speed over 3 attempts is the final result. But be careful not to leave the circuit, as this will invalidate your result. Okay. Here we go then. Whoa! What? What's going on? Why can't I? What? I'm so confused. Right. So I guess I'm going to have to change the controls for the hot lap. Let's just go for that. Enable that, and then we'll go back to that for the qualifying. But yeah. There you go. Right, so let's restart this. I don't really get that. I don't know why it wouldn't work just the same. So we need to drift that round. Come on. So that was 99. So that was a silver, I think. That's not bad. for our first one. Do we get anything for that? Oh, we're trying again, apparently. Right, I think we can do a little bit better on the entry to the corner, so I go in and then oh, again, very close. Slightly better, 99.33. And we do get 50 grand for it as well. So we're going to get a third attempt. Ah. Well, there you go. So the third run didn't work out for us, unfortunately. But there you go, 99.33. We'll settle for that. That's not bad. You know, I could take or leave that feature. I mean, it's not something I'm very bothered about anyway. The supercars and the F1 Life, I think it's, you know, okay. But it's not brilliant. We'll head into the weekend, though, and hopefully, fingers crossed, our pace will be a bit better. There you are then, at the end of practice, plenty of more resource points to pop into the car. We have had some boosts to some of our development packages, which is good. Hopefully that means that we can get some upgrades on the car fairly cheaply, and hopefully acclaim-wise we're doing well as well. Our pace is pretty good, top 10 in P1. We do seem to be quicker than Oscar Piastri round here. Seem to have gone the right way with setup, which is good. And I'm really enjoying these 2022 cars around Saudi Arabia. I didn't enjoy it so much last year, but really enjoying it this year so far. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we can have a good result. Now, one thing that I have noticed is it is going to be raining in the race. Look at that, 25 laps around here. It looks like a pretty certain chance of rain. It's going to be dead tough, so we're going to have to make sure that we're on our best form this weekend. Now we can set off another upgrade, I believe. I think we can get another one in there. What can we go for? So that's available, that front nose. That will add a little bit more performance to the car. Maybe we go for this one though. The beam win. Department capacity reached. Have we got any chassis developments going at the moment? Perhaps we've got one in each department actually. Is that correct? How can I see what's in progress? Yeah, we do. So we can't actually do any more upgrades just yet, but let's get into qualifying and see how we get on. It's going to be very exciting. I can't wait to see how we get on. So here we are then, let's take on a lap of this Jeddah circuit. It has been an absolute pleasure, as I say, to drive this circuit this weekend. Very high speed circuit, and the car's been feeling very good through the high speed corners, which is a big improvement on Bahrain. A little bit of a kiss to the wall there. Don't think it'll make too much difference, but this first lap, all about getting a bit of a banker time in. Now it's through this section where you can have the biggest amount of oversteer, a little bit of understeer through there, and well, there you go, invalidated lap time, so that's a little bit of a problem. So we'll just have to slow down now and hope that we've got enough fuel for the next run. There's George Russell, he's come through, and I'm hoping that he gets out of the way, and he did. Not bad. Much better run through here this time. Little drop of the gear. Yeah, that's not bad. All I wanted to do was get through there safely. And there we go, a second up on Albon's time so far. See, we're clearly closing in on Sebastian Vettel now. We got out of the way of him very kindly on his flying lap, so I'm hoping that will get similar service from him here. Quite close enough just yet, but luckily these 2022 cars don't really feel the turbulent air quite as much as the old cars. Now, will Vettel get out of our way? He does seem to be getting out of the way nicely. Good. Brake into the final corner. Get on the power nice and early, and we're out of the final corner nicely. So here we come, up to the line. What's it going to be? It's going to be a 132.5, which puts us 4th place at the moment, just ahead of Sebastian Vettel there in 2nd, behind Bottas in 3rd. But that is a very, very competitive lap time, and hopefully that might be enough to feature in Q2. So 5 minutes to go in this session. We're currently in 12th place at the moment, 7/10 quicker than our teammate Oscar Piastri. So this certainly looks like a circuit where we're going to have the edge over him. I think we will have to go out again just to make absolutely sure, especially because Yuki Tsunoda and Carlos Sainz haven't set a time yet. So those are two that are probably going to go ahead of us. So we're kind of on the bubble here, so let's get out there on another set of soft tyres and hopefully put in a better lap time. The line then, it is going to be a better lap time, half a second quicker into the top 10. We now go with a 1:32 flat, and that is certainly something to be proud about. And it should be enough to get us through to Q2. 30 seconds left in the session. We'll stay out there just to see if anybody can overtake us, but just behind the two Haas cars there.
Okay, you've dropped to P10.
Ricardo goes ahead of us. Now he was in contention to drop out in Q1. We're down to P11 now. Just trying to keep an eye on the standings. P12. Got Norris and Gasly. I think they could be quicker than us. 13th place we drop down to as Sainz goes quickest now. Guan Yu Zhou up into 11th place. So the big one is Norris really, and now down to 14th place. So Norris is up there. Piastri only goes P15. Are we knocked out? We're 15th and 16th as it stands. Piastri is out. Vettel goes only 16th. It's only the Williams cars that can really make a difference now. Ocon only 17th. Oh no, we have dropped down to 16th, so we're not through to Q2. That is a huge shame. Piastri's going to be 19th, I believe. And, well, unbelievable. We are out of qualifying in 16th place. That is a bit of a devastating result, really, considering, you know, our pace was pretty good, and we were honestly only fractions of a second off getting through to Q2. But an improvement on Australia. We outqualify our teammate, and well, we will be starting in 16th place tomorrow in the rain. That's going to be an interesting one. Obviously, we've not raced in the rain in this game yet. We've not raced in the rain around Saudi Arabia. That's obviously going to be incredibly tough. But we will try our best. We'll see how it goes. And well, fingers crossed we can survive. But there you go. Carlos Sainz quickest in Q1. We go out by just a fraction of a second, 300th of a second behind Daniel Ricciardo there. Zhou Guanyu there in 14th as well. Mick Schumacher in 13th, getting through for the Haas team. Going out in Q1 then, Latifi, Albon, Stroll, Piastri, Ocon, and Sebastian Vettel. No, we are through. 16th is enough. Of course, I'm going off 2022 time, so we are through to Q2. I'll shut my face then, and we'll get on with Q2. Well, here we come up to the line at the start of Q2. Is it going to be an improvement? Oh, it is. A 132 flat. It is a couple of hundredths quicker than what we managed in Q1.
Pretty much empty.
Definitely room for improvement, you feel, particularly in Sector 1. Let's just experiment with lines a little bit wide there. That's not going to help, but tighten it through there. Yeah, you see that's corner cutting. And that's going to be really, really tough to contend with today. Time through Sector 1 is so much better than the cars around us. We are absolutely the quickest car in Sector 1. We just seem to be taking it all a lot braver than the opposition at the moment, but it's Sector 2 and 3 where we're having bigger issues. Of course, our straight line speed comes into play. But 6th place as it stands. We'll let the track rubber in a little bit and see where we stand at the end of Q2. Well, with 4 minutes left in the session, we are actually provisionally in Q3. That would be an amazing achievement if we could pull it off. It's all very, very close out there. You'd expect Mick Schumacher, Lando Norris, Fernando Alonso all to improve. But at the moment, we are in the top 10. If we can find a couple of tenths of a second, though, then, you know, who knows where we could end up. But this is very exciting. We're going to take all the fuel out of the car. We're going to make sure that we are as light as possible and as fast as possible for our final lap of Q2. So here we go. Well, here we come up to the line at the end of Q2 then. Trying to be towed along by Tsunoda. And we come through, and it's going to be P13 for the race tomorrow. I don't know if we got ahead of Tsunoda. I mean, we felt quicker than Tsunoda on that lap. But there you go. Let's have a little look. We do, of course, gain some XP, which is going to help us out with our F1 life. But there you go. Oh, we were just a fraction behind Tsunoda in the end. But we'll certainly take that. P13 around a track. You know, I really thought we were going to struggle on because of our straight line speed and whatever. So I'm really happy with that. But let's hand over to Alex Jakes and Anthony Davidson to see how we get on in this Saudi Arabian Grand Prix.
So here we are then, welcoming you today to one of the jewels of the Arab world. Jeddah, one of the biggest cities in Saudi Arabia, second only to Riyadh, gateway to Mecca. One of the biggest ports in the region, and now host to the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So with Jeddah already being one of the newest circuits in Formula One, it seems that the drivers will now also have to figure out how to tackle it in these unusually wet conditions. Like many other street circuits, this is also a very technical drive. Some of these corners are challenging enough in the dry. It'll be interesting to see how the drivers fare in this weather. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Russell, Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Perez, Fernando Alonso, Bottas, Gasly, and Kevin Magnussen, Mick Schumacher, Tsunoda, the captain, and Norris, Joe, Ricciardo, Sebastian Vettel, and Esteban Ocon, Oscar Piastri, Stroll, Albon, and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. It's not going to be plain sailing for our drivers today, although with the sky falling as it is, perhaps sailing isn't too far from the truth. Anthony Davidson, could be a wet one today. Great to have you with us. What are your thoughts?
It is a touch damp, isn't it? Well, as a driver, there are 3 big things to worry about when racing in these kind of conditions: standing water, tyre temperature, and visibility. Judging distance to the cars around you is really tricky when you're driving through the vast amounts of spray that these wet weather Pirelli tyres kick up.
Okay then, here we are down on the track. It's intermediate conditions. Not really sure where we're going to be with this. I'm going to actually put a little bit more fuel in the car, just to try and plant the car down a little bit more than anything, and hopefully avoid what happened last time out with the whole debacle about not finishing with enough fuel. So, yeah, well, let's see how we get on. Let's get into it.
Here we go then, the formation lap is underway. There are wet conditions here today. Each driver will no doubt be mindful of the wet surface as they prepare to race around the track. So as all the cars take their positions on the grid, the teams will be hoping their strategies pay off for them in today's race. But the question I'm asking is which teams have got it right and which teams have got it horribly wrong?
Here we go, lining up on the grid then. And, oh, this is going to be nerve-wracking. We always had awful starts in the wet in last year's game. As long as we don't bin it on the first lap, I'll be pretty happy. We've got to take it nice and easy. And will we be getting the dry conditions? Here we go. Lights out, away we go here in Jeddah. It's not a bad start off the grid, but the McLaren off to a better start. Lots and lots of spray as we head towards turn 1. We're just trying to stay out of the path of other cars here. Oh, it's very, very tight and visibility is awful, but we are through in 16th place. We have dropped a few positions there.
All right, let's focus now for the rest of the race.
Well, there we are then. We've completed the first lap. Looks like straight line speed-wise, we're going to struggle compared to our competitors around us. And we sort of knew that. But I'm hoping in Sector 1 and Sector 2, that's where we can really make the difference. And once we get confident in the car, in the wet conditions, hopefully we can make some inroads and get back to where we qualified. Well, you join me as we're about to start lap 7 in this Grand Prix. We're just about staying.
Strategy available on the MFD.
Ooh, what's he wanting? A little bit deep there. A little bit of a corner cut, unfortunately.
Yellow flag.
So he's thinking.
Okay, be aware there's an incident in the next part of the track. No overtaking through the yellow flags.
There's yellow flags through here. Not entirely sure what's happened. Somebody's out. Carlos Sainz is out of this Grand Prix.
Green flag.
Doesn't look like we're going to get a safety car though. But yeah, he wants us to go a bit longer on these intermediates. So that's what we'll do. Certainly weather-wise, it looks like it is going to clear up a little bit between now and the end of the Grand Prix. A little bit of a slide there, and that's going to allow Vettel to catch up now. And despite having a 3-second lead over him fairly recently, he's now caught all the way up. Go around the outside of turn 1, which of course turns into the inside of turn 2. And we're back through on Vettel. But yeah, pace seems to have gone off a cliff. We were pretty quick out there not so long ago, but now struggling a little bit. And here he comes again, around the outside. Bit of contact on the way through, but we are okay. That'll now going to have a look perhaps around the outside, which which means we've got the inside line again. We stay in front. We'll certainly settle for that. Well, Max Verstappen is out of the session. Are we going to get a safety car this time then? That's the question. Okay, people have started coming into the pits, but we're still a couple of laps off that on this new strategy.
You've taken 13th place, P13.
Well, there's Pierre Gasly on the outside. Once again, we brake late and hold the position. We have got a few more cars in the pit lane. It's not looking like we're gonna...
Box, we're coming in this lap.
It's not looking like we're gonna be risking any dry tyres at any point. Well, Schumacher and Gasly make their way through. No point fighting them. They're not in our battle. So here we come into the pit lane for our pit stop. Let's see how we get on here. Putting on the intermediate tyres once again. Our battle is with our teammate.
It looks like there's an
Vettel.
issue with one of the front wheel
no.
attachments. They'll be incredibly disappointed.
There goes through Stroll. Yeah,
That
they're
was
all
our
coming
last
out.
stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go.
Oh, this is a disaster for us. We've come out behind Vettel, Guan Yu Zhou, and our teammate Piastri, thanks to a slow stationary pit stop. Now we got to use the fact we got slightly newer tyres than the guys in front. Well, we're right in the slipstream now of Zhou Guanyu. We're going to go around the outside, use the banking to try and speed it up through the exit of the corner. Got a better exit. Oh, this is going to be so close. We go down the inside. That was a brave move in the wet. Would have been a brave move in the dry. And now we've got to run on Vettel and Latifi up ahead, who are going side by side. This is going to be an interesting few corners. Yeah, this is good. This is good. Excellent manoeuvre. And we are through on the 4-time world champion. And now we got to try and push and catch our teammate, Oscar Piastri.
There appears to be an issue. We're currently investigating.
Oh no. Please, not a DNF. We've been racing so well. Let's keep going and just hope for the best here.
Okay, it's not good news, I'm afraid. Seems like an engine issue. So the issue seems to be fixed.
Oh.
We'll keep monitoring it from our end.
Well, they fixed it, which is good. So we can keep going in this Grand Prix. We're slowly closing in on Piastri, which is good. So 6.9 seconds. We'll keep an eye on that time difference over the next couple of laps.
Okay, so this light rain.
Well, there goes Vettel. And yeah, we are struggling for pace at this phase of the race.
Keep on him, he might make a mistake.
Once again, we take the lunge and we are through. And we're just so much quicker in Sector 1 that we can get away. Well, we could be going 3 wide into this final corner. Vettel was there on the outside, Guan Yu Zhou has managed to go down the inside. He's now got to run on us all the way to the line as we head into the final 2 laps of this Grand Prix. And here we go down the inside. Joe locks up. And now let's see if we can keep hold of this position through the first sector. We've very much lost the guys in front. It's that first sector where we're just so much faster than those other guys. It just gives us a bit of breathing space. If we could improve this middle sector, I think it would really help a lot. There are blue flags coming, so this could end up being our final lap here. I think it's Perez and Leclerc that are not too far behind us. There we go, Vettel once again. We'll be having a look. He's going to the inside this time.
Okay, we've got 4 laps.
And we
of
step
fuel
on it,
remaining.
and I think unfortunately we might have took a bit of wing damage there. Not sure, but here comes Guan Yu
Okay,
Zhou.
this is your final lap. Final lap
And
of
now
the
we're
race.
on to the final lap of this Grand Prix, and that's how close we were to being lapped. But we stay on the lead lap, which I guess gives us a chance of getting back ahead of Vettel. We're going to get very close through this section. A little bit wide there, that's a shame. Just haven't got the grip anymore. So Vettel is going to come out and beat us, but we should stay ahead of Zhou Guanyu. But yeah, our race pace just isn't quite the same as the cars around us. A little bit of contact with the wall there. Just really struggling all of a sudden. Zhou Guanyu is going to be right behind us here. Maybe not. So we're going to go down to the final corner, and he makes contact with us.
There's been an incident on track, but officials aren't looking to push for a safety car right now. Just be careful.
And Zhou Guanyu is out of the race. I'm not even sure what happened there.
Okay, clear.
But it is what it is. Latifi, I think, was lapped, so we are going to finish in 18th position. It's another disappointing race for us, and blighted by a slow pit stop. We could have perhaps finished in front of our teammate, but there you go. We finish in 18th place, which is at least a finish.
They've delivered an outstanding performance today under intense pressure to take a well-earned victory here at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Talk to me, Ant. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, they clearly have a car that comes alive in the kind of conditions we were dealing with today. It's a very balanced package in the wet, and what that means is that the drivers have confidence to attack. And having that confidence gets you on the power earlier, it lets you brake later, and can put you a long way up the road.
Ferrari are at it again. An excellent performance at today's Grand Prix, and they're certainly a team that know what they're doing out there. So let's review the drivers' standings. Charles Leclerc, currently leading the championship standings, extends his lead even further with this result. Let's focus on driver of the day, Anthony Davidson. Who do you pick?
Give it to Esteban Ocon. That was a commanding performance today. Very impressive indeed.
Let's move on to the constructors. Ferrari continue to extend the gap at the top of the table. There is also a strong showing from the Mercedes team today as they make their way up the standings. Been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. Can't wait to see what's next.
Okay, so there you have it then. There is the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc wins it ahead of George Russell in second. Lewis Hamilton in third. Sergio Perez completes the top 4. Mick Schumacher gets some points along with Kevin Magnussen. And Pierre Gasly, who we were battling with at one point, finishes in 10th position. You can see down the order, Oscar Piastri definitely quicker than us on the day. Second stint, we just didn't quite have the pace, and I'm not entirely sure why. Guan Yu Zhou, of course, retiring on the final lap. We were quicker than him over the course of the race, but yeah, a little bit disappointing once again, and I think maybe the wet weather maybe blinded our pace a little bit of what we could have done, but you know, it's all good stuff at the moment. We're nowhere near points paying position at this stage, but a couple of little upgrades on the car, and I think it will make a massive difference. Of course, we've got Australia next time out, which is going to be a really exciting newly updated track, which I'm looking forward to, and we'll talk about all of that in the next episode. There's our performance comparison. You can see we've got a little bit of time between now and the next Grand Prix, which is good. We got a little bit of money in the bank, so we could invest some of that. We are expecting some of our upgrades to come through as well. Next Grand Prix is going to be 7th of April, so we should have 3 updates on the car ready for Australia. That should give us a little bit of a boost and pull us closer towards AlphaTauri and Haas, and hopefully we can get comfortably through to Q2 and maybe even battle for some points in the next episode. It's really, really exciting. I can't wait for you to join me tomorrow for that. So if you have enjoyed that, give it a big thumbs up down below, subscribe for plenty more F1 content, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.